Ariel and the Secret Grotto. Once in the days when the mermaid princess Ariel was still young, she knew the sun only as a glowing flower glimpsing far away through the vast blue sea. Her best friend Flounder swam to her palace garden. Psst, Ariel, I found something I think you ought to see. Why, what is it, Flounder? The little fish twirled with excitement. That's just it. I don't know. I never seen anything like it before. Ariel followed the curious fish. Far away from the palace, a dark shape rose before them. Oh, Flounder! It's a sunken ship. I have always wanted to explore one. She swam to the porthole and peeped in. Something silvery glittery back at her. I'm going in. Ariel squeezed through the open pothole. Inside, she found a treasure trove of artifacts from the human world. There was clocks and candlesticks and paintings and mirrors, even a china figure that danced when Ariel turned the key. The little mermaid darted from the treasure to treasure. Isn't it wonderful? What do you suppose it is for? Flounder flipped his fin as she held up a fish hook. Gee, Ariel, that looks sharp. Maybe we shouldn't be in here. What a scary fish. There's nothing wrong about it. Suddenly, a pothole swung open. Ariel, I have been looking everywhere. How can you learn to sing if you are always missing your lessons? It was Sebastian, the royal court composer. I'm sorry, Sebastian, but look, isn't this place fantastic? The tiny crab shook his claw in disapproval. You shouldn't be in here, child. Ships like this from the human world, they are nothing but trouble. But Sebastian, how can something so beautiful be bad? He hopped into the sea chest. Humans use these ships to sail across the sea. He pointed to the fish hook. And these use this to catch fish. Humans are barbarians. You sound just like my father, Ariel whined away and put on a beaded necklace, smiling at her reflection in the mirror. Humans are dangerous. This is why King Triton forbid contact with the human world, and that includes these human things. Flounder, come to Ariel's defense. Ah, Sebastian, we were just looking. Don't tell me. Looking leads to wanting, and that leads to trouble. Ariel held up a shiny candlestick. But it must be such a wonderful world to create so wonderful things. If only I was 15. I'll go up to the surface and see for myself. That is nonsense, Ariel. You know that even if you were old enough, you can only go up there once, on your 15th birthday. Don't ever think such a thought. I'm your teacher, and if your father heard you talking like that, I'll be a crack crap. Sebastian shushed Ariel and Flounder away from the shed. But as she left, Ariel snatched up a jewel hairpin and hid it in her hands. When Ariel returned to her room, she turned the hairpin over and over. The jewel sent a rainbow of colors like dancing across the castle wall. I don't see how anyone who makes such wonderful things could be so bad. So in spite of her father's rules, Ariel was determined to learn more about the human world. In the days and weeks that followed, Ariel and Flounder returned again and again to the ship. Ariel, are you sure this is a good idea? Remember what Sebastian said. Oh, Flounder, he's just a worry fish. She picked up a soup bowl and studied it. Look at this. This is thingamabob. Why, I'll bet human were under her head. Flounder laughed. What a funny looking crown that makes. Flounder grew bolder. He explored every nook and cranny of the sunken ship, for the crow nest at the top of the mast to the very bottom of his hole. This is cool. Ariel opened a chest. It was full of gold coins. These are pretty. and Ariel delighted by her discovery. Each time Ariel and Flounder visits the ship, Ariel brought one of her treasures out with her. Don't worry, Flounder. No one will find out. Follow me. Ariel led the little fish to a secret grotto, tucking away between a reef and a sea mountain. This place is perfect. I can keep everything here, and no one will ever know, just you and me. Before long, Flounder and Ariel discovered another sunken ship, and soon they filled the grotto with more curious and oddities from the human world. Isn't this a fabulous collection? Wish I knew what everything was for. The undersea cave became Ariel's secret retreat, where she wondered and thought and dreamed about what life would be like near the sun. One day, Ariel and Flounder were playing with the treasure in the grotto, and Ariel put on a pearl necklace and spun around, pretending to dance. Then all of a sudden she gasped, "Oh no, I'm going to be late for my music lesson again." Ariel and Flounder pushed the huge rock that hid the entrance of the grotto into the place and swam off. Back at the palace, Sebastian eyed the little mermaid curiously. "There's something different about you these days, Ariel. You must be imagining things, Sebastian. Listen to my scales." Sebastian pointed accusingly. "Where do you get that necklace? That does not look any mer pearls I have seen." Ariel smiled. "Oh, these, Flounder chimed in. "I found them. I think they look pretty on Ariel anyways. All pearls come from the ocean, don't they?" Sebastian frowned, but continued with Ariel's lesson. Ariel whispered to Flounder, "Whew, that was a close one." Later that afternoon, down the sunken ship, Ariel and Flounder discovered a chamber that hadn't been seen. Be careful, Ariel. That looks dark and creepy." But Ariel wasn't afraid. She kicked her tail and swam in. Suddenly, the water submerged up. A huge tentacle shoot out of the blackness and wrap around her. It was a great octopus. The powerful arm squeezed the little mermaid and began pulling her deeper into the dark chamber. Ariel twisted in its grasp. "Let me go!" But the octopus only squeezed tighter. Flounder darted back and forth, but there was nothing he could do. "Ariel!" The little mermaid wiggled and ran and managed to free her hands. Then she pushed against the tentacle with all her might and gave a mighty kick. Suddenly she broke free. Ariel and Flounder swam away as fast as their tail could move them. "I better be more careful next time." A few days later, Flounder found Ariel dreaming in her ghetto. "Flounder, I decided I'm not going to wait until my 15th birthday. I'm going up to the surface today." "But Ariel, you can't. It's not allowed." "I don't care. I'm going. I have to see what it's like." She swam resourcefully to the ghetto entry. "You don't have to come." Flounder swam after her in alarm. "Ariel, it is too dangerous. Come back, please." But it was no use. She sped toward from the ocean bottom, all the way to the bright turquoise water just below the wave. The sun had nearly set when Ariel and Flounder broke the surface of the water. The clouds were rosy pink, and along the horizon a band of gold sparkled and danced upon the sea. Oh, Flounder, I never dreamed it would be so beautiful." Suddenly, a flock of gulls wound down, spiraling and darting toward the sky. One of them winked as he went by, but Flounder quickly dove under the water and they came back. "Wow, what were those?" "I don't know. Maybe the fish that can fly." "Look, Flounder, over there. Isn't that land?" Ariel dove and swam just under the surface toward the shore. When there was still a good distance away, she bobbed to the surface again. "Oh my gosh, it's a little boat." As she watched, the boat came closer. She would be seen. She ducked back down under the water and swam away, but just a little bit. This was her chance to find out more about human world. She wasn't going to lose it. A small boy and girl sat in a tiny rowboat, trailing their fingers in the water. Ariel looked up at them from beneath the wave. She was so close. Suddenly, there was a splash. Oh no, my dolly, I dropped it. Ariel dove over after the doll as it sank through the water. She caught her and hugged her to her. So this is what humans look like. She spun around from the boat in joy. Didn't even notice that the boy had dropped a fishing net in the water. Ariel swam far below the boat, clutching the doll. She was safe. She was safely out of sight. Even the children looked down the water. The little girl was still upset. I have lost my doll. The boy reached over the side of the boat. Never mind that, I caught something. Below the water surface, Flounder was struggling. Ariel! Ariel, help! Flounder was caught in the net. Ariel didn't even know what to do. The boy hauled up the net and the boat began to move away. Ariel let go of the doll and hurried up towards the boat. But as soon as she drew closer, the boy leaned over the side. Ah, this is just a little guy. He gently slipped Flounder into the water. Back you go, fella. Flounder wiggled his fin faster than he ever swam back to Ariel. His eyes were as big as sand dollars. Did you see that? Oh, Flounder, I was so worried. Ariel hugged her friend. Ariel watched the little boat float away. She thought about how kind the human had been to set Flounder free. Suddenly, she broke down through the water, snatched up the doll, and bobbed up to the surface again. I wish I could keep this, but they were so nice. I ought to give it back. But how? I can't let them see me. Need help, sweetie? It was the ghoul that had winked at her. I can fix it for you. He took the doll on his beak and flew over to the boat. He dropped it in the arms of the little girl. Just then, Sebastian popped into the surface. Ariel, there you are. What are you doing up here, young lady? Oh, your father's gonna burst his scales when he finds out about this. This is terrible. What if a human saw you? You wind up on a hook for sure. You two come home with me this minute. Ariel took one last look at the sky, filling her heart with its beauty. All right, Sebastian, we'll come home now. Then, just before they dove under the sea, she winked at Flounder. But I'll be back. The little mermaid promised herself that this was just the beginning. Ariel knew Sebastian and her father must be wrong about the humans. She had seen for herself how kind they could be. She hoped someday, somehow, she'll be part of the world.